Scheme and a lot of victims. This all happened through an alleged growth and coaching business, part of it run on social media.
Conspire in a ton of casualties. This all occurred through a supposed development and training business. A piece of it run via virtual entertainment, and individuals paid great cash for their administrations, yet left with nothing. Police say it was each of the a trick for security reasons. You shouldn't do that. It's like you can't be doing that to these individuals. You realize I mean. And allowing these individuals to see that they don't approve. Folks, snatch your espresso. And how about we dish about what we've quite recently heard? So you definitely know the narrative of Shirley Strawberry, that radio sovereign, and her crook spouse Ernesto. Seems to be there's more going on than we had expected. And presently new proof became possibly the most important factor after a new call among Shirley and her detained husband. And think about what a ton of veneers and veils began uncovering the undeniable reality about Ernesto's wrongdoings. Greetings everybody, and welcome back to Celeb Live channel. All beneficial things reach a conclusion. And it's about that time for Shirley Strawberry and her standing. This woman isn't just digging herself an opening by supporting her terrible crook husband. She even has the nerve to examine the unpleasant subtleties of his defrauding plans and the declaration of new casualties via telephone with this person. Oh wow, fortunately for us all, this man is separated from the world, wearing a lower leg screen, and having no admittance to the web. Ernesto's purportedly stirred up in some obscure stuff, and aside from his extortion and firearm ownership, a portion of the supposed allegations include excavators. And it seems like a greater amount of these casualties are prepared to approach, since this man's face was on each screen in the nation. Certain individuals perceive the fellow, and presently, notwithstanding the prison time that Ernesto is now confronting, it seems like he might use the remainder of his life behind the bars, where his main diversion would be calls with his wifey, with new observers and casualties slithering from all over. Clearly a portion of Ernesto's supposed violations has associations with other huge name celebs. They would then conform to their casualties with a commitment of having the option to develop their life objectives, their missions, their brands, their web-based entertainment followings. Currently, on account of these calls, the police thinks that Ernesto continues pulling the string even from the phone. And regardless, his better half, Shirley Strawberry, give him important data on what's going on, while Williams is behind the bars with no admittance to the web. I mean, picture the heaviness of such cases, particularly considering Shirley's public picture. As the radio personality said, I realized the calls were being recorded, yet I didn't realize they would go out to the world. She said, I was simply attempting to make discussion with Ernesto, inspire him to think about some different option from where he was currently as the radio personality. Says she resides in an all-out bad dream with individuals blaming her for assisting her better half with running these plans, and in any event, getting the guidelines of what she needs to do. Shirley Strawberry's association with Williams has tragically pushed her into the spotlight. Because of this debate, their alienated relationship has additionally been under a magnifying glass after a spilled jail call causing pain and ponderousness, and in any event, bringing up to additional, already concealed subtleties. Would what you like to do, yet that not too far off isn't cool, that truly is cool. You can't be telling individuals in your business gracious, and prepare yourself for this. An unknown source who's very close with the entire wreck shared a few extra subtleties that point out that Shirley may not be offering every bit of relevant information to the crowd. It's been estimated, starting from the beginning, on the off chance that the radio personality is messed up in her man's violations. Yet she persuaded everybody that she was going to get separated from this beast. As she said about her call, I haven't addressed him in a long while. Separate from procedures are in progress. Well, who will trust her currently, right folks? And taking into account that this woman has been wildly enamored with this man and couldn't sit tight for him to propose many individuals, except she's not letting him go, yet tricking each else around with her falsehoods. So then they continued to ask me, so I said, well, perhaps, master, this is you attempting to let me know something. I'll be dutiful anyway. We as a whole realize that all that is uninformed will ultimately become visible, and Shirley's standing is wavering on a slope in the midst of the freshest claims her web-based entertainment posts have turned enigmatic. And she's evading direct inquiries and meetings like a genius it's practically similar to. She's concluded that toning it down would be ideal, presumably understanding that each word she says could be utilized against her in this insane circumstance. And however many individuals say currently Shirley's simply one more survivor of this man, one individual remarked, "I feel so terrible for her." She's an older lady, the dating pool is unfilled at that age, all she needed was love. And I see way more youthful and more keen ladies succumbing to much more hogwash. And one more client added she will ultimately be summoned to a firm on the grounds that while her marriage is essentially void, or not lawful all around hopefully, that Shirley will adjust her perspective and accelerate the separation cycle so she can really affirm against this obscure person I mean. When you begin diving into Ernesto's past, and it isn't so ruddy and sweet as you suspect people who have been doing this for a critical time frame, and are capable enough that they can make individuals agreeable and act contrary to what they would usually prefer way before these terrible charges, including excavators, became known. It turns out Ernie had previously gone head to head with the law in California for some questionable stuff. And allow me to advise you that this person is taboo to move toward children and creatures. Well, that is a boisterous story, and Hollywood is ringing in big-time celebs and powerhouses are yelling their viewpoints from the roofs. Some are absolutely reducing most, if not all, connection with the couple, while others, like Shirley's supervisor, Steve Harvey, leap to her safeguard, saying we don't reside in a generous world any longer. We don't reside in a thoughtful world. We live in a fallen world. Yet I, in all actuality, do comprehend we have this show. I really do comprehend there's a many individuals who love us. The issue is, and I've said it multiple times, is that disdain is stronger than affection. In the midst of the embarrassment, a few brands have proactively yanked their sponsorships. And I heard that a significant froth project, including Shirley, is under the magnifying instrument. Now her vocation is barely surviving, and this embarrassment may very well be the scissors that cut that string in spite of Steve's best endeavor to quiet the entire thing with his impact goodness. Who you think I am nevertheless? Who are you conversing with? However, what these superstars, and predominantly Shirley and Steve, don't comprehend what is happening goes far past the Hollywood spotlight. And it's about equity, about misrepresentation and misdirection, about lives perpetually demolished in spite of Ernesto being behind the bars. For over a year now, the allegations continue to stack facing him. So regardless of whether Shirley accepts that she has tricked everybody and some way or another moved away from this show, she'll be everlastingly ill-fated to pay secretive prison visits from, according to the paparazzi, they needed to create problems. This is groundbreaking here. It tends to be stunning, and clearly it was. And on the off chance that she isn't stupid enough, she will stay under the radar and quit talking about delicate subject and possibly hazardous stuff with her hubby via telephone. It might appear to be that Shirley's attempting to try not to confront the horrendous truth about Ernesto, yet she's just tricking herself by adhering to this man. Well, she ought to have taken off. One would be prudent after his imprisonment. We are currently hearing more insane tales about her mystery prison visits to prison. I mean, how might she attempt to swing both ways here, wanting to keep her significant other, and simultaneously inquiring as to whether those reports turn out as expected? I can hardly hold on to find out how individuals are turned out to handle Shirley's evident double stamp authoritatively far off, yet secretly steady. What a snake kid, it's difficult for me to move the word separated out far away. And many is now preparing and putting the proof in declarations don't look really great for this man. Yet we've seen him past when VIP preliminaries went totally surprising way. And who knows, perhaps individuals will truly accept Shirley's declaration. When she acclaims her man, he was a finished, refined man from the very start. He's attractive, yet most significant, he told the truth. And kind anyway. Hopefully, that new proof that becomes possibly the most important factor will reveal more insight into Ernesto's revolting wrongdoings. And this man will get what he merits concerning, unquestionably, she must prepare in light of the fact that the result of the preliminary will be a pivotal occasion for her. I figured out how to not think often about what others think and spotlight. On what satisfies me, it required me a long investment to cherish my band, regardless of what goes down. One thing's without a doubt, Shirley's and Ernesto's inheritances are everlastingly different in Hollywood. With a line among discernment and reality frequently obscures, one thing stays.